Welcome back to Reconnect to Fire podcast. I'm Jo, a wealth and identity mentor for women. I help women to create the new beliefs, the new identity, and reset the nervous system so they can step into the biggest, grandest version of themselves. And today, I want to talk to you about something that I've been bringing up with my clients this week, which I think we all forget how important it is, because what we think we create, but also what do we expect? And what are our expectations of our day, of our life, and where we're going? So before I dive in, if this is your kind of video that you like and you would like to continue to watch, if you press the subscribe and the like, you won't miss out on the upcoming videos where I talk more in depth about all the things that we need in our mindsets, in our life, and how we can create our dreams and desires, and how we can let go of fear. So today I want to talk about expectations, because how often are you waking up in the morning expecting the same outcome? How often do you just expect the same results day in, day out, but then you moan and complain that the same things are happening over and over again without much thought, because you're not consciously aware that you're doing it? Because this can be the reason so often that we see people that just end up either burnt out, they end up depressed, they end up with illnesses, because they're just continuously repeating the same patterns and behaviours, but also they almost expect that outcome. Because if you think about expectations, unless we choose to change what we expect to see, to feel, to be, to become, nobody else is going to do it for you. And so often we just get set, don't we, in a mindset of just continuously repeating, and our subconscious programs and beliefs keep us there. So one of the fun ways you can start to change is to start to say in the morning when you first wake up, I expect today to go fabulous. I expect it to go better than I imagined it could go. And I expect this to show up. And I expect this to happen. Now, the minute you start saying this, the minute your mind is actually starting to listen, and we'll start to connect the dots, and we'll help you now focus on what it is you start to expect. But if you just wake up and get out of bed the usual self, and then life hits you, and you just go into automatic, repeat, do the same actions, repeat the same things that you're moaning or complaining about, then you're going to not see anything different throughout the day. You can almost expect to have the same. But you wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't want to change, if you weren't aware of something that you know deep inside, that you're worth more, that you can create more, and that you're here on this planet to be more. And you want more fulfillment, you want more joy, you want more wealth. So if you don't expect it, we can't create it. But if you can start changing and using a bit light-hearted, I expect things to go better, then use it and play with it. Because what tends to happen is the things start to actually show up for us. If I expect to have a really bad day, I can guarantee I'm going to have a really bad day. I'm going to focus on everything that goes wrong, and I absolutely blank out and ignore anything that was actually okay or went well. My mind can only focus on a few things at a time. So it's not necessarily looking at everything. It's looking at what I'm asking it to focus on. But until I give it a clear instruction, or until I actually direct my mind, it's just going to repeat what it did yesterday because I survived. Your mind doesn't actually care if you have joy or happiness today. All it cares about is keeping you alive. It's prehistoric. It's a really old outdated system that hasn't updated and realizes now we don't live in caves. We're not getting chased by cyber tigers. We're not getting hounded down by wolves. But it acts like that. So anything that it doesn't believe is safe, that we've shown a fear or an upset before, it would do its ultimate and it will listen to what we believe, and it will make sure we only see our beliefs and the way we believe things. We never see the truth of something. Think about that. We never see the truth of something. We only see what we believe. So if I start to use the word, I expect this to happen, and I expect to get a better result today, even if it's 1%. 1%. Now, if you compound that 1% every day, start thinking how much that can improve your daily life. So I expect today to go 1% better. I expect this to happen. I expect. And once you start using those words, you're going to start seeing and feeling differently. And you might be surprised how quick it happens, because it can shock some people that they suddenly have created or they expected something and it actually turned up or showed up how they expected it. Now, there's no surprise there. But if you've not played the game before and you haven't experimented with it, try it. The more we actually take control of what is going on in our day-to-day life, the more self-aware we become, the more we can actually let go of the fears, the uncertainty, the unknown. We don't have to hold on and grip on to things so tight because we're so scared of it will slip out our fingers or we won't know how to take the next step. Life was never created like that. Unfortunately, the circumstances and the way that we've been shown and taught and conditioned throughout our childhood and life has created a lot of unnecessary fears, limitations, beliefs that actually aren't serving you as well as they could be. And we are consciously aware of a few of them, but a lot of them are so sunk in our subconscious mind, yet they still are creating how we behave, how we speak, how we perceive the world to be, whether it's good and it's working for us or it's not working for us and everything's against us. And it also creates our behaviours, which are our actions. And as we know, they result in all our outcomes. And at the end of the day, all we want is to feel happy. We want to feel more joy. We want to feel abundance. We want to feel we're wealthy, that we get to choose what we want to do when we want to do. But underlining all of that is we want to feel fulfilled. We want to feel we've made a difference. We want to feel we've given something that has changed people's lives for the better. And that is what gives you that satisfaction. But if I don't expect it to happen, why would it? The word expect is so powerful. And maybe you could start bringing it into your life every day and actually start saying, I expect today to go better. I expect this to show up. I expect these results from my clients. Now, we're not saying we are changing or manipulating. We're not. But we're starting to make ourselves become a little bit more responsible for how we show up, for how we come into the day. We're not going to come in with can't be bothered, negative attitude. We're going to come in with a prosperous, abundant, of course I can. I'm the creator. I'm the one that's bringing everything into my life, and I take full responsibility, even when things aren't working out as well as they could be. But I expect that I can cope with them, and I expect that actually I probably can find the goodness in the things that maybe others can't see initially. So some of the words we use are so impactful on our lives, we don't even become aware of them. So I always get my clients to use them in a fun way. And if you've got children, even better, because just use it. Let them explore what these are. So the word expectation is a mighty word. Start playing around with it and also use I choose. Again, you're choosing. You're not allowing things to happen to you. You're choosing. When you say I choose, or you say I prefer this outcome, things start to match up to this energy that you're giving out. Your words create your reality because they are literally mini spells being cast. And the energy that you give out with those words is what matches the frequency of the desire that you want. But if you're not giving out this energy and you're not raising that frequency to match your desires, then you're just reacting to the current reality that you believe is your truth, when in fact, it's not. You're seeing it through your current belief system. If you don't believe life is working for you, you're not going to see life as grand. You're not even going to see the opportunities that were actually already there. You're going to see all the things that limit you. You're going to believe that life is awful. You're not good enough for it. It doesn't fit you. You can't get what you want out of life. And you'll create the belief which gives you the view of life is crap. And everything around you will perceive to be that, because your mind will always prove that your beliefs are right. So imagine having beliefs that were empowering you and having expectations that the good things are always happening for you, and believing and knowing that you are always fully supported. Now, what kind of day or week would you have if they were true? This is a great journaling tool to use, and just ask yourself those questions. And start writing out, maybe, I expect my life to get better because, and just free write, let it come out. Because when you put pen to paper, your subconscious mind will start bringing up and letting go and creating a better identity for you. But you've got to be the one to give it a clear direction of where you want to go. You don't get into a taxi and go, I don't know, today, I don't know, just take me for a ride all day. What an expensive, overwhelming day that would be. We're no different if you get out of bed and you not telling your mind what you expect, where you want to go, with a clear direction and how you want to feel. It sounds complicated to start with, but actually it's really simple. So I'm going to let you sit with that one, but maybe use some of those as journal prompt. But yeah, so next time you want something to work out in your favour, show the gratitude for what you've already got. Gratitude is your divine connection to source energy, which is where everything is manifested. But also start having a higher expectation for yourself and what you can achieve and what you can have. And no, that's not selfish and it's not greedy. In actual fact, we need to ask for more to receive more. So I hope this helps. And if you like this subject, maybe recommend it to a friend. Maybe subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming videos, and also the podcast, which is weekly, because we are all here for a mission of feeling fulfilled, of being wealthy and enjoying life. We were never put here to be suffering, in pain, controlled, in fear, in lack. They come from a set of limiting beliefs which are currently creating an identity that maybe isn't suiting you anymore. But until next time, with much love and gratitude.